I think
so you accept you are a misogynist?
No, I think a man should provide for a woman financially, completely and utterly. If she wants to work, if my partner were to say to me right now, I really feel like getting a job, it would make me happy, then I'll say work. But she doesn't have to. Her job is looking after the children, looking after me, and being as happy as possible.
There are so many women that will listen to that and be laughing and mocking you. Say, don't be so ridiculous. I have a job that I love. Maybe they're being paid even more than their man, right? The real world isn't the one that you categorize.
Even the women that are working, even though they're making their own money, they still would want a man that is doing most at home. She still is not going to respect the man unless the man is taking care of most of the things at home. Or else she's just going to see him on the same level. She's not going to respect him. Hi. So there's this interesting debate going on between Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan. And I think I want to chime in a little bit and put in my input on this topic of him saying that Andrew Tate is a misogynist based on how he sees woman and how he thinks a woman is supposed to be treated. So I'm going to give my point of view on the point of view that both men are making. And I want you as well to give your point of view on what they are saying according to how you believe life really should be. All right? So let's go.
Today, who when I said I was coming to interview you was immediately like, oh, can you put a good word in for me?
Of course.
Sure. You have a definite appeal to a certain type of woman. There's no question.
I think providing for a woman
if
financially is a man's responsibility. If that means I'm a misogynist, then I'm a misogynist.
No,
I think
so you accept you are a misogynist?
No, I think a man should provide for a woman financially, completely and utterly. If she wants to work, if my partner were to say to me right now, I really feel like getting a job, it would make me happy, then I'll say work. But she doesn't have to. Her job is looking after the children, looking after me, and being as happy as possible. If you think I'm a bad person for saying, if you actually read that, read the subtext and context.
I read it all out.
Okay, good. Then you'll understand what I'm saying.
You know I did. You heard it.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying is, I am a man. My life is stressful. My life is pain. I go to jail. I suffer. I have to deal with making money. I have constant, endless headache. I do all of that so I can give you everything, but then I get to have you. Your job is to be happy. I want you to smile. I want you to look your best and feel your best all of the time. If I am a misogynist for saying that I go through so much pain so that we can be financially secure, so I hope the woman I care about does not have to work a job. If that makes me a bad person, then so be it. Because all I'm saying is I want to take care of her in every single realm. I take care of her physical safety. I take care of her financial security. That is my job as a man. And if more men acted like me, you will see that the world would be a happier and better place. The women who say, I really want to work, I want a career, that's their prerogative and their decision. They're allowed to do that. But also, often the reason they do that is because they can't find a man they trust to take care of them.
No.
I've had this from women in their own mouth. If I found a man who was financially secure and as smart as you, I wouldn't be doing this garbage job either. Why was I psyoped into working to pay taxes when I should be at home having children with a man I adore?
Andrew,
it's a psyop.
Andrew, there are so many women that will listen to that and be laughing and mocking you. Say, don't be so ridiculous. I have a job that I love. Maybe they're being paid even more than their man, right? The real world isn't the one that you categorize.
The real world is varied and nuanced, but I am talking about my life experience. And in my experience, any woman I love does not have to work.
All right, so listening to both Andrew Tate, Piers Morgan. So my problem with Andrew Tate's argument is that Andrew Tate is not really saying where he gets his beliefs from. I listen to Andrew Tate and I realize that the foundation of Andrew Tate's belief comes from scriptures. And scriptures for me represents the foundation of life. And then when I listen to Piers Morgan, I realize that his arguments are coming from based on how he feels and how he thinks life is supposed to run. No. And I think that's the problem. The problem is, in society today, too many people are living their life living based on how they feel and based on their own understanding. The Bible says, lean not unto your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him. I am a foundational person, and I believe that the Bible and the scriptures, that ancient time, that world that the Bible describes is the world that God really intended. So I believe that God created the world for the world to function a certain way. I believe that there are universal rules that God put in place for the world to function a certain way. I believe men by nature are created to function a certain way, and I believe that women by nature are created to function a certain way. And I don't think no matter what we do in this modern time, it cannot change. So even though we live in a society now and the constitutions of the world where they are changing things to how they think the world is supposed to be, that's the mistake that we have made. We have moved away from the foundation. We have moved away from the society that God created. God created woman and man. He gave the man certain role and he gave the woman certain function. When he created Eve for Adam, he said that he's creating a helpmeet for Adam. So Adam, he saw that Adam was lonely, he's creating a helpmeet. So basically, the first purpose of the woman that God created was for the woman to basically be a support to the man. The Bible describes God as father and husbandman. And God speaks, and Jesus speaks about God as provider, saying that we as human beings don't have to worry about tomorrow because God has already created the world for the world to provide for us. Tomorrow is already working for us. So the main function of a man as head is to protect and to provide. So I agree with Andrew Tate. So yes, the first gift that God gave men and women was the ability to choose, freedom of choice. And it is that freedom of choice that Eve got, while Eve chose to eat from a tree that God said that you were not supposed to eat from. And she chose what she wanted to do because she wanted more wisdom. And until this day, that is what exists in time now. We have freedom of choice. We have freedom of choice to do whatever we want to do. So nothing is wrong if a woman chooses that she wants to go out and work. But guess what? It is how society is now designed and changed and has changed over time. For some reason, society has changed over time. We are living in a society where it needs a man and a woman in order to be able to. The average man cannot buy a house by himself. So Andrew Tate is saying that, okay, if the man is rich and if the man is able to take care of the woman should not need to work. And I believe that a woman's mind is truly wired like that. And I would like women to comment on this video. Let me know how you really think. What would you really desire? Do you truly want that independent lifestyle where you're making your own money and do your own thing? Or would you really want that high value man that can take care of you? Because I believe that's how a woman is wired. And the woman stays at home, take care of the house, the woman stays at home, take care of the house, takes care of the children, while the man goes out to work and earn the money to take care of the family. That's how it was in scriptures. A father and a mother was looking forward to his daughter finding a good husband. One that could continue the father role of taking care of the daughter. The husband, when the husband takes over, the husband takes over the role of provider, taking care of the woman. That's the foundation. That was the foundation. What happens now is that in some time in the past, for some reason, women started filling the labor market for some reason. And I think they're saying that it's because men were going out to war and so forth. So the women had to figure out how they're going to survive since the men are gone off to war. So what now? We live in a society now where if the mortgage benefit increases to $15 million for the woman, $15 million for the man, suddenly the basic prices of houses, especially in modern era, the basic price of a house becomes 30 million because now the woman is 15 million and the man is 15 million. Society has made it difficult because men are not being paid enough so that they can take care of a family. Society is set up for two to be able to survive. Society has become this financial world where it is about money. So what they do is that one man cannot afford to take care of a family because they have made it almost unaffordable. Men are not making enough money because what they want, they want the woman to go out to work and the man to go out to work so that they can make everything in life expensive. The society, the constitution, the government, they're the ones that has changed society. They're the ones that has changed things up. The world is basically upside down where everybody's living based on how they feel. But God had already put in a system in place for how He wanted the world to function. We changed it. Humankind changed it. So I totally agree with Andrew Tate. A high value man is what a woman should really get, that can take care of her and provide for her. And what she does in return, she be happy and make him happy in the house. That should be the real purpose of a woman. Or yes, if he's a high value man that has his own business and making money, she's supposed to be there to give him good ideas and support him. If he has a business, yes, she can work with him in his business and help him. But I totally agree with Andrew Tate. Piers Morgan does not get it. We are the ones changing up the world. In this liberalization system. Transgender, homosexuality, all of these things that are being pushed are changes from what God wanted to be the foundation. God created male and female from marriage. Now they want this liberal society where female and female can marry and man can marry. Because what? They're moving away from the foundation. The world is upside down because they are trying to put in their own agenda against the agenda that God really intended for the world. I'm as passionate as Andrew Tate about this. I can provide for the basic needs of a woman. I'm not rich, but I can pay for a house. I can buy food. I can buy clothes for a woman when she needs clothes. I can take care of a woman. And I'm not rich. And Andrew Tate is saying, yes, it's the men that he also blames. Because they're not in a position to fully take care of a woman. So the women are going out to work. So most men can't, but it's not the men that are the problem. It's society that is pushing this agenda. Society is the one that are making things the way where it takes two in order to afford, because guess what? The business make more money. The government get back more money that way. They get back more money from taxes that way.
Unless she decides.
Right, you're the boss, you're in charge. Her job is to make you happy. Her job is to make herself look good. Her job is to work out for your benefit. Blah, 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 blah. It is actually just misogyny.
Do you think a woman looking
and it's
good,
also,
do you think a woman looking good and working out has no benefit at all to her?
Of course it does.
Okay, so it's not for my benefit then, is it?
No, you see, but when you talk about young, no, I don't. When you talk about young men and you tell them to work out and take care of themselves, I cheer you on. Right? I want that. I've got 3 sons. I want them to feel that way.
Don't you want them to become very rich and successful and have a woman who relies on them and have a beautiful family?
No, but I don't want a woman who's subservient to them.
Why is subservience? Why is a
Literally,
woman
the tone of the tweet I read is subservience. You did another tweet this week. Men love by telling you what to do.
It's not subservient. It's different roles, Piers Morgan. It's not subservient. It's not that the woman is subservient to the man. It's different roles. The man cannot take care of the home the way the woman, a really good woman can. Just as though there are some things in the world that a woman can never do as good as a man. You cannot look down on the woman in any shape or form. It's just different functions. It's just different roles. We're made to function different ways. It's not looking down on the woman. The man goes out to work. The woman takes care of the home. It's not subservient. The man loves the woman and the woman submits. The woman respects the man. It's not subservient. It's not looking down on the woman. It's different functions. It's just different roles.
Not allowing you to make stupid decisions. We save you from the female inclination to make stupid choices. If a man isn't giving you instructions, he doesn't love you. If you won't listen to a man's instructions, you don't love him. The whole language is so ridiculous.
Let me change the language then.
Well, you tweeted this to 8.2 million people.
Correct. So let me say this. A father loves. Let's say instead of a man loves, say a father loves. A father loves disciplinarian. That's how a father will love you. A mother will say, oh, I hope you're happy, hope you're doing okay. But a father will come along and say, no, don't do this. You must do it that way. That's incorrect. It has to be this way. A father will discipline you because a father feels he knows best for you. It's the masculine essence of love. When a man loves, he shows that he cares via degree.
There is a massive difference between a relationship between a father and a child and between a man and a woman in a relationship.
Completely.
And I'm not sure you quite get that.
No, there is a difference. But I would argue, Piers, in the happiest relationships, it's a traditionally masculine role in which the man plays and provides. The female is traditionally feminine. The man is the head of the house. Not in an abusive way, doesn't beat her up. I'm talking about the man being the head of the household, like I would like to believe you're the head of your household. And he comes along and says what happens and what doesn't happen because he's the man of the house.
No, that's not. That's actually not how most households operate now.
Well, then it sounds like we understand why the entire world's a mess. Because only 10 years ago, that's exactly how the households were operated. There was a man of the house, and now we have no longer any clear defined roles. There's no longer a man of the house. You want to talk about knife crime, kids doing drugs, the crime rate, all of these problems. You want to talk about all of the societal ills we face. Perhaps
the houses are no longer like that, Piers Morgan, because it's just changed from the system. The system has changed. And Andrew Tate is saying just 10 years ago, that's how the world was functioning. Well, in the Bible sets out a guide for how the world is supposed to function. We have strayed away from that.
because we don't have any men in the house anymore. Perhaps we need to bring the man of the house back, and the man of the house will come along and be a disciplinarian, and he will make the set rules and the creeds of that house. He will say, within this household, we don't take drugs. That stands for the woman I am with, the children who we have birthed. Nobody takes drugs in this household because this is my house and I'm the man of the house. So it sounds to me like we need to bring it back, sir.
Yeah, listen, it's all good macho stuff, okay? And I know lots of young boys who listen to this and go, wow, that's how I should be. Then I read the detail of your tweets. And again, come back to this. We save women from their female inclination to make stupid.
All right, so I really can't play any more of this because Piers is likely going to flag this video as copyright infringement and so forth. So I can't even play too much of it. But that's the whole point of it. Andrew is arguing that it's a man's role to provide and protect, and Piers read some tweet that he wrote about what he would want from the woman and how he will provide for and protect her and make her happy, while she doesn't have to work and she does not need to have a job. The only job that she will need to have is to be happy and to make him happy, while he goes out and work and provide. Piers have a problem with that. Says misogynistic. There's nothing misogynistic about that. That's how a macho man is supposed to think. It's how a macho man is supposed to think, but they are changing the world. Women don't respect man anymore. Yes, some women wants to go out and work, but even the women that are working, even though they are making their own money, they still would want a man that is doing most at home. She still is not going to respect the man unless the man is taking care of most of the things at home. Or else she's just going to see him on the same level. She's not going to respect him. And if the man is doing the same amount of them, that man gets no real respect from her. He's walking on a thin line. If he makes a mistake, then that's it. She shuts down, she locks off. So men have to be careful with the society that we live in right now, because you have to ensure that you be the man and stand out as the man. You have to ensure that you pay most of the bills or all of the bills at home. When the extravagant things that the woman wants to do, let you go ahead and do it with her money. But you have to make sure that you stand out as the man to ensure that you buy most of the grocery, you pay most of the utility bills, you pay the bigger part of the mortgage or you own the house. That's just the reality, or else they're not going to respect you. So the reason why women wants to work is because a lot of them wants the high value life where they can travel, buy a lot of clothes and so forth, and that's fine. That's fine. But they are going to say that I want a man that is on my level, or I want a man that is earning more than me, because in the back of their head a man should be earning more than them, and a man should be able to do more than them. It's just a lie. It's just a lie. And Piers Morgan just does not get it. He just does not get it. Let me know what you think. If you're watching this channel for the first time or not, I recommend that you hit that subscribe button below and hit that bell so that you can be notified when we release these life-changing videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.